today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Kids, the Novocaine is wearing off.
It's done wore off.
After effects of going to the dentist a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And God love him.
It's sore.
Yeah, he's
not
sore.
like hurting at the moment, but it's sore.
Yeah. And it's like trying to find dental care, affordable, anything in the Appalachian Mountains.
Listen, they're good there.
They're
I
wonderful.
have no complaints.
They are wonderful there. And
They
it
really
was
are.
a very needed thing. It's been so bad in this area for years. They used to, once a year, they would have a van that would come around down at Bristol. And I think that they were there for a day or two or something like that. And
shit, they need to be there
was
like for a week.
Ridiculous. I mean, the amount of people, it's not normal. Well, unfortunately, I think it has become normal in other areas, but the need has been great.
Mm-hmm. It has been.
And so this clinic that has set up there in a town closer to us, and just grateful.
Yeah.
And I have seen people come out of there and almost weep because that they can eat again.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah,
so
like they're that good down there.
Well, it's like I said, the need is that great.
Yeah, it really is.
And there should not be a difference between dental and medical, because if you cannot properly nourish your body, it's not going to work correctly.
Exactly. You know, dental is the same thing. I know it's not exactly the same thing, but it very much is part of the medical field.
Mm-hmm.
How do they not consider it?
Oh,
part
years and years ago, where there was a rift between the AMA and the dentist and stuff like that. This happened many years ago. People can research it and find out what happened to it. And
so
then
what,
as
people
far
got
as
pissed off at each other and decided to cut
sorta,
ties.
It was turf wars. You started discussing that earlier this morning, but that's exactly what it ended up being. And same thing with mental health, because I have worked with people that were recovering addicts, and especially for women, well, men too, because meth mouth is a thing.
It very much is.
And that even if somebody is trying to get their life back together, that constant reminder, that constant stigma every time they look in the mirror.
Yeah, and this is, you know this because you'd worked with them.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. And to sit there and just, yeah, broken people.
They are.
And that's one of the reasons that some of the people from urban areas, that they know nothing of our culture, and they keep running their mouths about something that they know nothing of.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
that has a tendency to anger me, because they don't know us, and just the constant and this is, like I said, this is many generations deep, being judged.
It is.
And so it makes you have a bit of a tood. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
But for real, a lot of those people up north and stuff like that, they've been taught wrong too. So they automatically make assumptions based on what they've heard, and it's just not.
Well, I have been finding out how people have a tendency to jump to conclusions. They'll hear even a part of a sentence or read a part of a headline and automatically make a judgment.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's erroneous.
It is.
But it's fascinating to sit and observe. It's horrifying, but fascinating.
It's kind of mind-numbing.
Well, yes and no. I mean, it's sort of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And so after a certain point in time, I have to just sort of withdraw, because there's always something that you can be sad about.
Mm-hmm. No, we actually had a good morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
We listened to Weird Al.
Yeah, we did.
Bo Burnham, people like that.
Yeah, it was fun taking kid to the dentist because he and I usually, it's a matter of encouraging each other. Mm-hmm. And it's a choice whether to give in to depression or not.
It is.
It's a matter of learning to control the emotion rather than allowing it to control you.
Yeah.
We're very simple, complex people. Podling pirates.
Well, it's funny that you said that because I'm like, yeah, and a really good band that you should listen to if you like, since you like that kind of music, Jack Off Jill.
Yeah. Yeah,
but no shit, it's depressing. A lot of it is depressing.
Oh my God, it was depressing. It's like sitting in on somebody's therapy session. There's a lot of musicians that are like that.
It very much was, but I still love them.
Listen to Weird Al.
Yeah. Who we listened to Bo Burnham, Weird Al, who else?
Oh my goodness, I don't even remember.
The Fug.
Oh, the Fugs. Yes, that is something that kid was not familiar with the Fugs.
Oh.
And they were just out there. They were way, way out there. And I was trying to think. I heard about them in the 80s. And I was trying to remember if they were a group from the 60s. And they're just... first time I heard them, I'm like, what the hell did I just listen to?
Mm-hmm.
And I had already listened to a lot of stuff. 1964, so they came out before I was born. And just out there. That's all you can say.
Mm-hmm. We also listened to Obscure Vinyl, Jenny Stardust. My arms are just fucking stuck like this.
Yeah.
Hold up, I got a snippet of it.
Oh my goodness, is that going to get us a copyright something?
No, it's AI.
Is it AI?
Yeah.
Is that one of those, like we were listening to, the AI wrote that?
Yeah.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
No, they wrote it, but they had an AI sing it.
Okay.
Or something like that.
And that was what one young man was discussing, and he was the one that had ridiculous...
But it's still funny.
It was. And it's like, it had sort of freaked him out, just messing with the music AI.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sort of warning people that, this is coming.
Yeah, it's no longer just AI. It's super AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you won't be able to tell the difference between it and a fucking human.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's not that.
Now, some of the voices, it's a struggle.
Yeah.
Example A.
I mean, that was funny. I wondered how in the hell. But they had even was it like a record cover or something that they had come up with?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the Fugs were real.
They were. I mean, there were actual people that recorded shit like that back in the day, but they never had radio play, obviously.
Some of those people ended up in politics. Of the Fugs.
For real?
Yeah. That tells you a lot. Yeah. They had a song that's called Boobs a Lot.
Were they trying to fix the government or destroy it?
That's a good question. What the hell happened to the people of the 60s? What the hell happened?
What happened to those hippies and such? Now they're actually dangerous.
Well, they became yuppies, and then they... I don't know after that. It was just... I don't know.
Something happened. Something wrong happened along the way.
Something severely, and not to all of them. There was a lot of them that, I don't know. I think what happened was that the ideals that some of them had were unrealistic to begin with, and that some of those unrealistic ideals are still, they're trying to implement. And if you think a thing, okay. But when it's just totally not going to work, not working, and it's been put into place, and they're gaslighting themselves going, just give it a little more time and it'll work this time. That's where you get into Einstein's definition of insanity, or it's attributed to Einstein, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yep.
And in today's modern terms, it's called fuck around and find out. But unfortunately,
It is.
It's like there was a young woman that I read the news story about it the other day, and saw the video clip of it. In someplace out in California, of course it was. Was it? Y'all out in California, are y'all under a spell? I mean, honestly, honestly,
maybe they're
not joking.
Maybe they're on constant overload.
It may be, but she had decided that it was a good idea to go into a public meeting with elected officials or something like that. And she had made threats. I mean, severe ones. And I'm like, oh my God, you actually did that. And so she was arrested because, and I heard it. Did it sound like a viable threat? Yes, it did.
Yeah. What was she expecting? To get off scot-free?
That's exactly what it was. Again, it was that these people, some of them are not used to having consequences for their actions.
Yeah.
And so she was sentenced to 18 months.
Okay.
And so that may be a full... sentences does not work. It's like if somebody gets so many years, it's usually at a percentage. And that,
Right.
I could go down that rabbit hole because unfortunately we're very familiar with it.
That's true.
But at the sentencing, there she is in her, her jail attire, just weeping. Yeah, welcome to reality.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people act like spoiled children.
A lot of them do. And a lot of them are. That's like, I watched someone, literally one of those SJW type people with the dyed hair and shit like that, except instead of blue, it was red. It was with that song too, and it hurt. It hurt just watching that. It's like, do you not know reality?
I don't think they do. And some of them, some of the ideals, this utopian idealist thing. Okay, utopia can only exist until you add people, because people are fallible. And they have this. Then you've got the ones that want to remove people, which is kind of horrifying. These are the people that absolutely have no true understanding of nature.
Those are the people that literally want a Stepford wife situation. Like, have you seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the remake of it?
No.
It was this one woman who had the smarts. She built all of the robots. The men were robots for the most part. The women were robots, except for her. She was the only human besides the lady and her husband.
That's a narcissist utopia. Yeah. Everybody be just like them. That's terrifying. But it amazes me that the people these are the ones that go out here and, animals are fabulous. And they have no understanding how animals in the wild actually are until a bear eats one of them. And again, it's the fuck around and find out syndrome.
It very much is.
And it's interesting also to watch these people post their rage online. And I'm like, okay, if you really feel this way, why aren't you in a cave by yourself, eating grubs and berries? Why are you online?
Right.
Because a rejection of all that stuff includes getting rid of modern technology. They want their cake and eat it to be able to eat it too. That's not reality.
How modern of technology?
Well, like I said, it depends on the individual. But they want to they want all the goodies. They don't want to do any of the work. They want to sit and badmouth the ones that have done all the work. Again, spoiled children.
Yes.
And it is just absolutely crazy right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking
It's like,
of...
how many of these people actually had to do hard physical labor, like lift furniture, mow the lawn, weed eat, shit like that? How many people have had to do that down there?
Right. And it's just like the girl that's going to do her 18 months or whatever it is.
Shit like that.
She's probably going to, maybe and maybe not, it depends on where she will be incarcerated. With 18 months, that's probably going to be a county jail or a local jail. Because the difference between jail and prison is the amount of time that somebody is sentenced to.
In 18 months, what? That's a year and a bit?
Year and a half. But like I said, in California, I don't know how much percentage of that it would be. You know, if it would be like 85% or if it would be 35% or something like that.
If it was 35%, then she's probably going to get out in 8 months.
Yeah, something probably less than that. I'd have to do the math. I'm not going to math right now.
Nah.
But I hope that while she is in there, that she interacts and listens to the stories of some of these people who really have had a hard time, who really have had a hard life.
Yeah. Have done worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's some, going back to the tragic, oh my God. If you knew some of the people... These are the undesirables. It's like out of sight, out of mind.
It is.
And for
this ain't normal. Fuck.
And it's one of those that when you have worked with these individuals, and then you hear these other people that think they're better than, or that it can't happen to them. They don't know how easily it could happen to them. They really don't. Because the system is rigged. Speaking about fucking around and finding out.
Yeah.
We have a story that...
We have a person that's about to fuck around and find out.
Oh my God, that's another one. And this was from April the 12th, 2024, and is by Zeta Wally. And it's from Daily Star. And there was a young woman who, as far as ghost hunter, and it didn't end so well for her.
No.
And because that, there is selective speech on the U of Tube, I'm encouraging everybody to go to BitChute and Rumble so that I can actually tell the story. Unencumbered with having to try to jump through hoops that YouTube is requiring these days.
I don't care to censor myself to an extent, so I
can. Oh no, I
it?
mean just even the subject matter and stuff. They want unicorns and bunny ears and stuff like that. Now, I don't know how the big
like the
tubers
censors are put on like certain people, but the people that actually do need it, they don't put it on.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't make them any money. So therefore, I am considered an undesirable by YouTube. They let me know that in no uncertain terms in their responses to me on X. Because YouTube made me feel unsafe. Mm-hmm. So, join us on BitChute and Rumble for the rest of the story.